I believe in my fight I will fight Ugas. He is good champion. And did Manny Pacquiao make a mistake switching from Errol Spence Jr. to Yordenis Ugas? That's what I'm gonna discuss in this video. Stay tuned. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. First of all, make sure you guys put a like on the video. It goes a long way when you guys hit the thumb up. You don't know how important that is. It's free, takes a couple seconds. Throw a like on the video if you enjoyed the content. Share the video, subscribe, all that good thing. These are good identification and identifying marks that allow other people to define the content. Now, I want to pose this question. It's fight week. Manny Pacquiao, legend, 8-division champion from General Santos. He's fighting the man you see on the screen, Yordenis Ugas. You see an inherent, this is the press conference, you see an inherent size disparity. I got another picture from the grand arrivals that I want you guys to look at. And on this stage, it doesn't look as bad. Both guys look confident. Both guys should be confident. I don't know why they both have a version of the belt. You know, they supposedly stripped Manny Pacquiao for being a champion in recess, and then Yordenis Ugas is the guy that got elevated. Now, that's a good picture. The thing I will say is this. Manny Pacquiao clearly is fearless. You know, since he's teamed up with Al Heyman, he's kind of rewound the clock, and it makes you believe and wonder what was up when he was with his stint, the closing years with Top Rank and Michael Conks, because he wasn't fighting these type of fights. And ever since he's been with Al Heyman and PBC Premier Boxing Champions, he's been fighting Broner. Like, he freed up from Top Rank, fought Matisse in Malaysia, right? Then he fought on PBC Broner, Adrian Broner. Ah, man, you know, AB ain't beating him. Then he fought Keith Thurman, undefeated champion. And he was scheduled to fight Errol Spence. And through no fault of Pacquiao's, Errol Spence got an injured left eye. And now he's fighting Yordenis Ugas. So I give him credit because he was going to fight Spence, and an unforeseen retinal tear is what canceled that particular fight. And now he's stepped up to the plate to fight Yordenis Ugas. Now, I, for one, believe this is a tough fight. I know Pacquiao's a legend. I know what he brings to the table. This is a different style than what he was preparing for with Errol Spence. Errol Spence being a guy that fights his own style, Olympian, southpaw. Yordenis Ugas being very crafty, aggressive, but also skillful, mindful. You know, he's from Cuba. We know the Cuban school of boxing. Pacquiao has struggled with boxers. And look at this picture, y'all. This is at the grand arrivals. Look at this size disparity. Like, this picture just really says it all. So again, Pacquiao's a beast. He's fearless. I give him a lot of credit for switching gears and not caring who he fights and being willing to fight Ugas. But I know Pacquiao, he's used to this. He's fought the bigger guys, Oscar de la Hoya, Miguel Cotto, Floyd Mayweather was bigger than him. Who else? Antonio Margarito, Shane Mo, you know, all those guys were bigger than him. But this is also a 42-year-old Pacquiao. Like a lot of those other fights that I just named, that was some years ago. You know, so this is the first person who's a champion. Like, look at the top of his hat versus Pacquiao. And the difference being is a guy like Antonio Margarito, he was big, but he had like more of a slow plodding style. This is like an experienced Cuban champion who randomly like fell upon this opportunity of a lifetime and seeing his name in the shining lights in Vegas, and he's gonna try to seize the moment. Now, some people wonder if Ugas' chin is shaky. He did get buzzed by Jesus Ramos in that fight. But this picture, you know, it kind of makes me wonder. I'm curious what the odds are. You know, I want to see what the betting odds are, because it would be advantageous to possibly put some money on Ugas if the odds are right. But it just depends on how much of a favorite. I think the odds makers have this fight pretty close. I haven't done any research, so don't quote me on that. But it's a pretty big disparity in terms of, like, you could tell that Pacquiao is the 8 division champ, a guy who started off with smaller weights and, you know, gradually moved up. And this is a naturally bigger guy. So very skilled, tactical, methodical fighter, a guy that doesn't want to lose his belt. Pacquiao is a great ambassador for the sport. He looks regular. He looks confident. Yeah, he's a beast, but I'm wondering if he possibly bit off more than he can chew, just in the sense that you're switching styles and going to someone completely different, you know, and that's always dangerous when you haven't really had a full camp to prepare for a given style or a person. So on one angle, I give Pacquiao props just for being a dog and being willing to do these types of things. But I'm wondering if this is going to be a tougher fight than a lot of people expect. And you got to also wonder and watch out for this, because guys like Ugas, to me, he has nothing to lose. What does he have to lose? He's from Cuba. I don't know if even his whole family is here. You know, Pacquiao looks lean and in shape, but he's clearly the smaller of the two, right? And he doesn't really have nothing to lose at the end of the day, because he wasn't even supposed to be here. He got kind of looked over from boxing, and now he's been rewarded. You know, Pacquiao's looking lean too, but now he's being rewarded based on the fact that he's been patient, he's been diligent, and he's a champion. And I, for one, like this particular fight, because I'm not going to say I like it, quote unquote, better than the Errol fight. The Errol Spence fight would have been a bigger blockbuster fight. But the thing I do like about this, and Pacquiao has kind of talked about this angle, is he doesn't like that the WBA stripped him of his belt. So the thing I really love about this fight is, 1, it's Pacquiao, 2, he's fighting a champion, and 3, this is actually, and I've said this before, in the long run, I do believe it's really better if Errol Spence makes 100% recovery and faces the winner. It's actually better, because Pacquiao was PO'd. He was mad that they took his belt from what he said in interviews. So now if he beats Yordenis Ugas, he gets his belt back by beating a credible person. And if Errol Spence fights Pacquiao in the future, now that fight just got bigger, especially if Pacquiao looks like vintage Pacquiao and he looks good. He looks, you know, hungry and things like that. Pacquiao said this could be his last fight. If Yordenis Ugas wins the fight, then he's on a whole nother stratosphere, and that'll be the greatest win of his career. I do believe he beat Sean Porter. They didn't give him credit for a knockdown. I thought that was a misblown call, and he didn't win the fight according to the judges. But to me, I thought it was a close fight. I thought he won. And Sean Porter's a top guy. So this is a very meaningful fight. Make sure you guys come back to my channel. I will be doing the Boxingego watch party. I like to do a watch party. I can't show you the fight for copyright reasons, but we have a great time. And make sure you guys come back for that this Saturday about 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for the Pacquiao Ugas fight card. I will pay for it and order it and give my commentary throughout the fight. And I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, the big takeaway for me that I really love is it's a quality fight, but more importantly, it'll consolidate the WBA action and too many belts in boxing. And Pacquiao, since he got stripped, because they were trying to re-elevate Pacquiao after they made the decision once Pacquiao came back to the table with Errol Spence, but they couldn't take Ugas's rights away by stripping him. It just didn't make any sense, since they had already made the judgment call to make Pacquiao a champion in recess. So first blow, when you heard Errol Spence was out, it was a detrimental blow. You're like, oh man, you know. But after I did deeper thinking, and I told you later that day when I started thinking about it, this is actually better in the long run, because Pacquiao has an opportunity to get the belt that he beat Keith Thurman for, the super belt, and eliminate Ugas, if he can do it, to establish one premier person on Premier Boxing Champs. And then if Errol Spence by that time recovers, he said he doesn't want any tune-ups. That's what he said on his Instagram. So if Errol Spence fights the winner, or like I said, if Ugas wins, a lot of people think he can't win. So if he does win, then that just puts him on the map. But I'm really wondering if Pacquiao bit off more than he could chew. This is a big dude. It's a skillful Cuban. It's a great fight. And let me know what you guys think. I think Ugas has a real shot here. I really do. And that's not sleeping on Pacquiao. That's just being a realist. And it's not just based on the size difference, because Pacquiao, again, has dealt with that. So I can't wait. I can't wait till Saturday. Catch me at the Boxingego watch party back on the channel, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Use my link in the description to get TUBEBUDDY. TUBEBUDDY is an awesome browser extension. If you want to make money on YouTube like yours truly, use my link in the description and get TUBEBUDDY. It's an awesome way to optimize your content so you show up in search and increases your discoverability. In addition, you know, in change, you'll get more search and your videos will be discovered. So let me know what you guys think. Pacquiao, did he bite off more than he could chew with Yordenis Ugas making that switch? Should he have just canceled the fight when Errol Spence was out? Either way, it's too late. They've already have this fight in motion. Great welterweight fight. Who wins? Drop your thoughts in the comment section. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego. And I'm out.